Hello, I'm Aiden Kelly alongside Liz Brady, and today we are out of the studio and onto the stage as we discuss a variety of different topics all surrounding the internet. So, Brianna, what do you think is a superior social media?
I think for adults, they prefer Facebook, and rather than like us children who prefer Instagram.
How about you, Dylan? What do you think is the best social media app?
I say it would be either Twitter or Instagram because I always see someone taking a picture somewhere.
And what about you, Brian?
I mean, the most popular right now is probably Twitter. I don't know, they all have different things that they're good for. So, I don't know if you could say one's better than the other. Instagram's cool because of the picture thing. I like that. And then I like how Facebook is like really good for like promoting like a band or a restaurant. It's better than Twitter, I think, because you have more space to put stuff and you have a whole web profile thing. With Twitter, it's just weird. So I think in that case, Facebook. But then again, Twitter's like the biggest thing going right now. So.
There's also, you can play games on Facebook too, like
Yeah,
Farmville, because everyone loves that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys value more in a social media website? Like, what do you guys look for when you sign up? Ryan?
Well, obviously, I'm not a big social media guy in general, but in terms of like, I guess you want to look for, I'm coming from a different perspective because I'm looking more from trying to like, if you're part of a group or something, trying to promote yourself or whatever. If you're organizing like a 5K run and you want to promote it to get donations or something like that, then you're looking for a way to invite people to check it out, and you're looking for a way to publicize that more. And I feel that with Facebook, I know it's not the coolest thing anymore, but in that type of thing, you get a little more because you can invite all your friends to the page or the group or whatever, and they're gonna see it one way or the other. They might not, but on like it or whatever. On Twitter, I don't think you can do that. Am I right?
But if you're trying
not
to,
as easily as Facebook.
Definitely.
But if you're trying to like start something, wouldn't you go on like Kickstarter or something if you're trying to start something like that?
Well, that's to raise money.
That's to raise money.
No, this is in terms of like you want to get people to sign up, not
But you could also do it on Instagram too. You could also post like a picture of it and like, hey, who would want to do this? Put it like in a comment. But if you want to start with something like really big, that you'd use Facebook for that.
Like you said, Instagram, so you obviously like pictures.
Well, I would say you need a way to like, you don't need to show people everything that you're doing, but I mean like, get in contact with your friends if you don't have like text message or something, or like.
Well, if you have a phone, you're gonna have text message.
If you have an iPod, you can't. Okay, so.
Well, you can text people on iPods.
True, but I mean like, pictures are like better, so you can get a visual of what people are talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool medium, definitely.
Brian, Dylan, what do you think?
I say things just gone downhill. Social medias aren't used for what they're usually used for. I was expecting to use it to connect to friends, share things with friends that are like out of the state or out of just somewhere in the world that I can't text them or say hey. But no, it's gone to just complaining about your life, posting stupid things.
Speaking of staying connected to the people you love, what do you think are mobile apps that are up and coming? Brianna?
I'm not really sure about this one.
What's like your favorite app right now?
Like to get in contact with people?
Not necessarily.
To games or anything. Your hottest app right now.
I have to say I don't really use apps, but if I had to, I would say like Kick or something like that.
Kick's good when you can't text message or you want to text somebody but don't want to give them your phone number. Yeah, definitely. What about you, Brian?
Well, there's some good apps out there. I like all the apps that like let you like watch like games on the go. So like the NHL one, and like so like say like you're on the road or you have wherever you gotta go and you have like 4G or whatever, and you can watch a game on your phone so you don't miss it. That's cool. And I like the games. I like Flappy Bird.
Well, Flappy Bird doesn't even exist anymore.
It still
Flappy Bird
technically wasn't
destroys
out.
phones.
True, and I like this, like the fact, I know this is stupid, but I like how they have like the just like a GPS app in your phone. So like, you know, if you don't want to buy one or you broke it, you're kind of not like screwed, you know, like on the
Yeah.
highway. Or the flashlight app, underrated.
I love that flashlight app.
Yeah.
I actually just
Tough
used
times.
it today.
The new iPhone update, you don't need the flashlight app. They have a little toolbar, and you just hit a flashlight button, and it has it already on the phone.
Well,
When I first got the
Yeah.
update, my phone, I was so confused because I was playing around with it. Then I hit the flashlight thing, and I did not know how to get it off. And I was just like, is this
Same.
going to be like that forever?
What about you, Dylan? What are your favorite apps right now?
My favorite apps would be the flashlight app because that's saved my life once.
Really?
Yes, I was in my backyard with my dog and I was taking him out to go to the bathroom. There was this animal that I could not see, so I whipped out my phone and I instantly saw that it was,
Squirrel.
yeah, it was a squirrel.
my
But if it wasn't a
Things are
squirrel,
menacing.
if it
It will
wasn't,
come at you like that. It's like,
they're mini devils.
So the flashlight app saved your life.
Yeah, if it wasn't a wild animal, it could have actually hurt my dog.
Like, you know what app I like? I like Vine.
Yeah.
Vine's a really cool app. That's kind of new.
You can record
videos and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
right?
six 6-second videos, since attention spans have gotten so short.
Surprised you didn't say Tumblr.
The Tumblr app's not that good.
No?
The
Wow.
website is, but
Well, I think Instagram kind of took over Vine because now Instagram has videos and then you can send videos to people. So then Vine
so can Vine.
upgraded to messages.
okay,
So-
we have to move on to our next topic. Brian, how do you think that social media made us less social?
Okay, this is where I fit in. This is where I fit in because I'm not really on any of that stuff. I do stuff for, you know, I'm on it in terms of the reasons you guys all know. But yeah, because and it's not just social media, it's texting too. Like I'm perfectly comfortable with getting the phone, and calling my friend up or calling whoever I gotta call to do something. If I'm comfortable with ordering a pizza or whatever, okay, and it's a little weird ordering a pizza, but you know, I say like Aiden, you know, leaves his backpack here, and I gotta call him. I can call him and not be like all like that. But on social media, texting, most people, because they're so used to not having to like hear the voice or not having like to do any of that, they're just typing and seeing it. They've kind of lost that ability to be comfortable with it because I think you do have to develop it. And I feel like when you're little, if you develop it, then you're fine by now. But if you're kind of always just using the texting and messaging stuff, you know, if it's like third grade on, it makes you less comfortable, and that's why people are less social.
I mean, at the same time, though, since I was a kid, I've been scared of using phones, and my mom tried to get me into it, but I couldn't do it. And I've still remained that way, and I don't think that, I think social media has given me the ability to connect more with people, because otherwise I wouldn't talk to people at all
It definitely has its
through any
pluses.
medium.
You know, it has its pluses and everything. And like everybody's different, so you can't
Yeah.
necessarily generalize everybody. Like if you're, like I have other friends who say like they're uncomfortable talking on the phone. They'll get the phone, they'll throw it because they're just afraid to answer it. So everybody's different, you know, and you can't necessarily generalize it.
Yeah.
Brianna, what do you think?
I agree with Brian, but I have to say that I'm one of those people who are always on their phone. I don't look up, but I can walk and still use my phone at the same time because I can see, but I know it's not healthy to always be on your phone, but I still do it.
Dylan?
I would have to agree with Brian because when I'm out with my friends and then we're just hanging out, they always pull out their phones and start texting in the middle of a conversation. It's just not polite.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's not.
true.
Some people don't even text on their phones anymore. They just use like apps, like for texting, like Kik, and there's this new one where it's like free calling and texting. I forget what it's called.
I mean, I think Kik's made things a lot safer because I could like, rather than like meeting someone on Tumblr and being like, yeah, here's my number, I can be like, here's my name on Kik. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
made things a lot safer in that way.
Make sure you get to know them first before
Yeah.
you give them out your phone number.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
yeah.
I think
I can agree and disagree with that.
Well, some people can still be fake on Kik.
Yeah, see, I can agree with like, you don't have to give them your phone number, but the disagree part is that like random people will be texting me on Kik and I'm like, who is this? So like, it's kind of dangerous at the
Yeah,
same time
I
with like
agree with you,
older
yes.
people texting you.
Yeah, I think social media, like the reason it's called social media is it helps you connect to people.
Definitely was the intention.
Well, yeah, definitely. But I think it's gotten to the point where like there are people right in front of you and you're not looking at them.
Right, and that's a problem,
Yeah, definitely.
you know.
And speaking of social media, let's talk about what's made it so popular, the big money behind it. So what about data collectors on websites and like making ads suit what you like? What do you think, Brian?
So you're talking more like, about how the internet in terms of like, it's been a money, whole big cash cow, I guess. So, I mean, on everything, like in terms of the internet now, we'll take anything you like, look up or watch, and websites you go on and tailor it towards you. And Facebook and all that does the same thing. And it's turned to a lot of like now people last couple of years investing in Facebook. I think they're gonna lose a bunch of their money, but people, it's becoming a new medium for a lot of things. It's becoming the internet in general, but especially these websites and like YouTube and all those things are becoming a medium for advertising, investing, just a whole bunch of things, and then self-promoting and trying to put a cause over yourself in terms of like, this whole thing has changed the game with like bands trying to make it and stuff. It's different now. You have to go up on YouTube and you gotta put it, hopefully, you hope you get 1 million views or whatever, and all of a sudden you're this. And then you gotta use the Facebook and Twitter and all those things. I said the Facebook, I don't know why. But you gotta use those
You're
things.
secretly an old man.
Yeah, to do that.
Just a lot of makeup.
Yeah, to do that, it's a way that changes. And like investors, in terms of like this stock markets and this companies you invest in, well, now these social media websites are companies that you invest in. And the advertising game is just changing. On Facebook, you see ads. People can make an ad on Facebook now, and
Oh, I didn't
you
know
can
that.
do that. You can pay them like money on through PayPal, pay $150, and whatever you're trying to do, you can get ads so it's on other people's pages based on their browsing history. So I'm not too old. So that's a way that you can do that.
With it.
So it's changing the game in many different aspects
Yeah,
of it. You know what I mean? And that's the whole cash cow behind it.
Yeah. Like, do you think data collecting is weird at all, Brianna?
Well, I don't really know. I think that like that pop-up ads that randomly come on your computer, that like buy this and blah blah. They say it's free, but then a couple minutes later you have to type in your credit card information.
Right.
So they're obviously charging you for something. So, and then people are like, well, I'm already into it. And I typed this in, so I think I'll just do it. So they just like go with it.
And then they don't know how much money they actually
Yes.
charge you. It could be like $250 a month, but then in other words, it could be like $20 a month.
Yeah. Like, you don't think that data collecting from websites, like looking at what you search and tailoring ads to you, do you think that's invading your privacy
Yes.
at all? You think it does?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. What about you, Dylan?
It's a definite invasion of privacy. 'Cause what if I don't want, I'm not saying I do anything bad on the internet, but what if I don't want anybody seeing what I did? Like what if it's a surprise party or surprise, something like that?
Yeah.
Just,
That's true. Like, I don't know. Data collecting, I think, has changed the advertising game. Because, I mean, you see ads that you might actually buy the products. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I think that part of it helps in terms of like, you're gonna see, for instance, say you're watching one of the bands you like on YouTube, and then you're gonna see a band similar to that, their ad for their new music video, and then you're gonna check it out. That benefits you, and it benefits the other band because they're gonna make money, and you're gonna be satisfied. The thing that you don't like about the data collecting is how far does it actually go?
Yeah.
Brad, I have
That's
to
the
stop
question
you
mark.
right there. We're gonna move on to our next one. And speaking of ads and stuff, YouTube has used so many ads. Like if you're about to click something and you get all excited, and then a pop-up ad just comes up before you watch a clip about a video game or music or a new store or a restaurant, for like a fast food restaurant or anything like that. What is your opinion?
Well, look, we were kind of just saying it's very similar. It's frustrating when you have a 45-second ad that you cannot skip.
Yeah.
A lot of times you can skip them, but you can't. You're trying to
I'm only
watch
skipping for
something.
like the ones that are above. I think it's above 1 minute.
Right. It's kind of frustrating, but in terms of that, like we were saying, it benefits you if it's something tailored towards you, and it benefits whoever the selling thing is. But it can be frustrating.
Yeah, like personally, I listen to a lot of bands who have members that were Mormon, for instance, Panic at the Disco, The Killers, The Brobecks. And so for a while, I only had ads about the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Which is
And
interesting there.
Yeah, it's interesting, but they were trying to get me to join their religion. And I was like, this is because I've listened to bands. Like, it makes no
That's
sense.
a little over
You know what I mean?
the top
Yeah.
of potential to do.
Like, what do you think, Brianna? What about YouTube ads?
They are really annoying. Like trying to specifically watch something. Let's say you have a time zone that you have to watch something and you have to go. This pop-up ad that's just saying there you have to watch it. And it's like, and then the video comes on. It's just like frustrating because you can't quickly get to it. Like they say in 5 seconds you can skip it, but like still frustrating.
Yeah. What do you think, Dylan?
It should only be for some videos that ads pop up, because if it goes along with the video in some way, then that would work. But if I'm watching like a game commentary and then a cat video or like cat sponsorship
So you
or
want
something.
it to like it should only be like allowed to, like, if you're watching gameplay of a video game, then it should only be, then the thing before the video should be about like a video game. If you're watching a cat video, then
Exactly.
it should be something about cats.
I have
Exactly
a
what
question,
I mean.
a question for you, because I'm not sure on this, but I just thought of it in terms of like, you know, the people like the big companies and bands, like their official page will put their stuff up. But what about like the people who are like me or you who put something up on YouTube? Like when you like sign up, is there like a thing that says we can put ads on your thing, on your videos, or is not? Is that kind of against what they're doing?
Well, you get paid if they put ads on your videos.
That's a good thing if they're doing that.
Yeah.
But they do ask.
But also, speaking of getting paid on websites, there's a lot of ways you can get famous on the internet or have 15 minutes of fame. Do you guys think that that fame has gotten shorter or less important just because of viral videos and things of that sort? Dylan? Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Just Hollywood is hiring stupid people nowadays.
That's
Just
true.
giving them Hollywood contracts, doing whatever just because they got 1 million likes or 1 million views. That doesn't mean anything. Just that a lot of people clicked on it and just wanted to watch and see what happens.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean.
I know we're like Rebecca, like I keep bringing this up. I know like Rebecca Black's already like 3 years old, and like I'm pretty sure they offered her like a record deal or something, and for that one annoying song.
Yeah, the whole point of her existence was that she made the worst song in the history of the universe, but people offered her record deals afterwards.
Because it was huge.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Do you think that like invalidates what fame is supposed to be?
Well, that's a good question, because I think Dylan has a very good point in terms of stupid stuff gets big. Stupid stuff. And I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. I think it complicates things for sure if you're a band or whatever. It definitely complicates it because it's everybody trying to do exactly what you're doing. It's not like, it's a little different, and it makes the actual going out and playing a little more complicated. But it's good for those reasons too, because if you break through because of that medium, and then you're okay, you're there. But if it's kind of just like, oh, you have one viral YouTube video, some of the videos are just dumb. So in a way, it kind of like waters down the fame, and it kind of it makes everything just the same
Yeah.
on those big YouTube people who have those one like stupid cat video.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like, what do you think?
Like, they don't pick stupid people to make like records and videos and stuff, but I think it's like people who are like innocent when they were little and they grow up into fame and they think that now that I'm famous, I can do stuff. It's like, no, you'll get kicked out of the industry for doing this stuff. So,
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus,
Justin
That's an
Bieber.
example.
every other star.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, I think that like getting famous from the internet definitely can have some drawbacks, especially if you're trying to do something seriously. But like just the fact that you come from the internet, it's hard to get past that for a lot of people, you know. But yeah.
Now, Liz, I'm going to have to stop you right there. Now, all this pondering about the internet has made me wonder, back to a time where fields were just everywhere and cities were but a dream. with all the big lights, and I could sit on my porch and drink my iced tea without hearing the hickory dickory beepity doo of a cellular device. I'm going to ask this question. Dylan,
Yes.
what would happen? What do you think if we didn't have the internet?
I'd say that, well, some of us would have not gotten as far as we would, but most of the data that we taken from books, we put on the internet, and then we just got the old stuff. So we'd lose all that history and all that knowledge with it.
And not to mention, like, with military stuff.
Yeah, and then we couldn't, like, in military, we couldn't talk to people that are from a different base or far away.
Yeah, like people from Hawaii can't talk to people from Japan.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You ruined the fun.
What do you think, Brian? What would you do without the internet?
Well, I'd be okay. I love the internet. This is used for a lot of good stuff. YouTube's cool. YouTube's got me into bands through YouTube because it's a great thing of
Same.
like, oh, you hear a song, you can, someone says, look these guys up, and without actually buying anything, you can look it up. But there's a couple things that the internet has done that I don't like personally. I'm not the biggest iTunes fan. I like actually going and purchasing a CD or a record. I like which back without the internet would be a record. Having a physical copy, going home, having the excitement of going to the local record store, buying it and putting it on.
You like the human touch to it.
Yes.
I mean, I can definitely appreciate where you're coming from, but iTunes is really
And
like
it is
efficient.
It is.
It's good.
It's just, and like I think the internet has taken away in terms of like you don't have the excitement of going to Blockbuster and renting a movie or video game because it's right. You can get it right on your thing
Yeah,
or on a
Netflix.
computer, and it's convenient and everything. And it's look a lot of the time it's Saturday night. You don't want to go drive to Blockbuster, or you don't if you just want to listen to a song, you just want to buy it and have it. You don't want to have to go out and get it. And I get it, but I still like that time of having that. And the internet has kind of taken away some of that stuff. But then again, it's like the pluses of it. I think outweigh the minuses, but there's just a couple things that I would personally be okay because those joys that I wish I could have had in my life, I'd get instead of the internet. So that's the way I look at it.
Well, yeah, but I think why people like iTunes
I like
and
the accent, by the way.
oh, thank you. I just went to Georgia. I just caught it on. I think that why people like iTunes so much and why people like Netflix is because you can just get it directly to your house. You don't have to walk to the store.
Yeah, like
Star?
Store.
I think iTunes has become less compatible with actual physical CDs.
Very much
Like
so.
it's really difficult because I buy physical CDs and then I try to put them on my phone.
That's what yeah.
Yeah, so and iTunes, it's become so difficult to get a CD on there and to get the album artwork on there.
Right.
So iTunes clearly doesn't want people to buy physical CDs.
Yeah, and what happens when you lose that iPod or that cellular device? What happens when you lose that? All the
I
things
almost
gone.
lost mine like last night. I couldn't find it, and if I hadn't
So clearly
bought-
that's a moment that you couldn't live without the internet.
But no, I lost my thing. All my
dat.
music's on. I couldn't find it. But I still had all the CDs that I had from it, so I would have been okay. I did find it, but I think that's just like we can't too dependent on that whole thing. It's cool, but I don't get the same feeling like when I rip an album to my computer to my thing versus when I went and bought it. I just don't. I think you lose that.
yeah,
Same
that's
with like
true.
ordering a T-shirt or whatever, or McDonald's. You can't order McDonald's online, but you can order a pizza online.
Another thing that the internet has done to us is cause laziness, perhaps, in us. Do you think that the internet causes laziness, Brianna?
Yes, but in some bad ways, it is like cause us to get up and move. Like the stupid videos of like fails and crashing and stuff. People get up and go outside and try that.
Yes, but that is dangerous. That is
Exactly.
dangerous. You should not do that
But
because
the thing
you can
is,
hurt
like,
yourself.
Kind of going back to apps, they have apps to work out and stuff, and now people are like starting to do that because the app monitors your working out, and it's like gotten people to work out. So I guess that's a plus.
Also, like crazy workout videos, have obviously got people to go out and do that stuff and do yoga or boxing.
Yeah, like like personally, the internet has allowed me to like expand my creative horizons, as they say. Do you think it's done that for you, Dylan, or anything similar? Made you lazier?
No, internet makes people stay in more because you need Wi-Fi for stuff. And
You go to a coffee shop and they got Wi-Fi there.
yeah, but then you just go there for the internet. You only go there for the internet. There's no real reason. If there wasn't internet, we'd all be more fitter. We'd be more out, hanging out with people, less on
But
our phones.
I wouldn't, like, you know, I draw a lot, I write, I make video content. So what would I do?
You can get that all from the outside. Get
From outside.
inspiration from outside.
You can make the videos outside though. Well, you can, but you need the technology.
Yeah, you need technology. You need technology to do all of those things. Like, I wouldn't know a thing about drawing if I didn't have references online. It's so easy to learn whatever you want to learn, like even playing instruments. I think Brian would know
Well, the
something
first
about that. Do you
people-
think the internet's helped you musically?
Learning, I didn't really learn through the internet a whole lot. I sometimes I go on YouTube and like, I like this song, I want to learn how to play the bass line to it, whatever. I don't do it a lot. I learn by doing. I learn by going up. But the internet has, I think, in a way, sometimes might make people lazier. But I think that not as much as you might think. I think it would be a lot. Like we were talking about before, it goes to each individual person.
Yeah.
And it does, you were saying creatively, it does. I think that if you're an artist, you definitely still need the outside thing, but like my brother draws, and the internet helps him a lot to learn how to draw, versus sometimes necessarily getting a book. If someone's going through and showing you how to do it on a video versus like a book just saying here are the steps, it definitely, I think, can help. Creatively, in terms like if you're in a band, I mean, yeah, it can, because you listen to other people, but you kind of, with that, it's like, well, what do I do? It has to still come out of you for art or whatever. So that the internet, I don't know, like I said, it has its, like before topics, pluses, and it has its minuses.
Yeah.
So Brianna, so to top it off, can you survive without the internet?
I personally think I could survive without the internet. It would be hard, but I think I could.
You can overcome that last hurdle.
Yeah.
Dylan, what about you?
I could. I'd be healthier, more outdoorsies.
Instead of just, staying inside playing the XC box all day and drinking hot chocolate.
You seem quite against the internet, to be honest.
Kind of am.
Do you go on it a lot?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's
It's one of your vices.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I go.
He's
on the internet a
probably
lot.
just an internet addict. This could turn into an intervention.
It could. Dylan,
Time on intervention.
we have a car coming for you to pick you up. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, what do you think, Brian? Could you survive without the internet?
Yeah, I could survive without the internet. If I was like the 70s and we still had technology, we still had electricity, so I was still plugging in an amplifier, and and if we had a microwave's big for me. If I had a microwave and I had all that other stuff just without the internet, if it's like the 80s,
The microwave's really important to you.
the microwave
How
is
else
very
you gonna
important.
make
to
your
me. A lot of my
popcorn?
meals during the summertime, during lunch and breakfast, comes from the microwave, putting in a ravioli can. So yes, I would need that, but I could start with the internet. So all those other pleasures would come to light. So yeah, I could.
I think most people could survive without the internet.
Can you
It's
survive
just-
without the internet, Liz?
Would you be?
I could, but life would be really sad.
It'd be dull.
It would be dull. So with that concludes our show from the high school auditorium. This is Liz Brady.
I'm
And
Aiden Kayla.
And thank you for joining us. Next time we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories. Bye.
Yeehaw!